About a year ago, we were at CES and we rode in an autonomous vehicle powered by Aptiv. And so Aptiv has been a great large cap name for us. And so we kind of went down the value chain. And what we really realized is that, everyone thinks that autonomous driving is going to be here tomorrow, or level 5 is going to be here tomorrow. And the reality of the situation is when you sit in an autonomous vehicle today, it's still a number of years off. And so if you bring it back down the value chain, you say, who's going to continue to benefit as we go from level 1 to level 2, and we're going to be there for a little while? It's going to be some of these ADAS companies like Genentech, which makes really kind of the smart mirrors and auto-dimming glass, and then a company called Veoneer, which is actually a spin-off from Autoliv earlier this year, which is a little bit more risky, but we think if you take those two together and kind of put them together inside of your portfolios, you can kind of get a synthetic kind of active exposure in the small cap space.
All right, let's talk a little bit more in depth about each of these companies. First up, Aptiv. That's the company that you first started focusing on. That's a spinoff of Delphi, right?
That's correct, yeah. And so what they really are doing a great job of is taking all the sensors and everything that comes together in the car. If you think about an autonomous vehicle, the amount of data, the amount of sensors, and everything that's coming together, there's a lot of components that kind of need to come together all at one time. And Aptiv is really kind of in the forefront of that space. They've really been able to push that kind of through level 3 to level 4 autonomous driving. And they're really kind of at the forefront of that space. So we think that's a great way to kind of think about not just all cars running autonomous all the time, but there's going to have to be a platform, there's going to have to be a number of connectors, there's going to be a number of ways to bring all the systems together, and that's really what Aptiv kind of specializes in.
What about Genentech? Why is it so special among all of those companies that are glass makers?
Well, that's ironic, is that it's not really all that special. What it is kind of this really nice growth, kind of consistent earner in the mirror space. So if you think about all of the new mirrors and all the technology that kind of come out there, auto dimming, or if you think about Honda and the ability to kind of make a right turn signal and all of a sudden the picture shows up, these safety features are kind of what Genentech has been doing. On top of that, they go into the next level. If you think about facial recognition inside of a mirror, so if we go to this economy where you're borrowing cars and no one actually owns a car, you can sit down in the car, look at the mirror, and your face kind of is recognized, and then you can begin driving the car. So it's not so much that they're the forefront of autonomous driving, as it is they're a great kind of way to get a legacy exposure when combined with a Veoneer that is really a lot more about pure ADAS and kind of a spin-off from Autoliv. That if you put them together inside of a portfolio, they begin to make a lot more sense.
Are there any of these names that really depend on one company winning? I mean, does everybody use the same suppliers for a long time, or are you looking at certain suppliers that are very closely tied to a Tesla or a GM or a success at one of the other companies?
No, in fact, you'd really kind of want to pull back from anyone that had a single large customer, because at the end of the day, I don't think there's going to be one single point solution that's going to be the pure winner. There's going to be a number of different people who are succeeding, a number of different people bringing value along the chain. If you think about Mobileye did, right? So they're the vision leader, and if you think about everyone using their platform, you want to be able to go with a company that isn't so dependent on one provider, but that can bring all of that together. Right. So Mobileye is able to work with a lot of other OEM providers, and so that's the kind of company you want to work with. So none of these are pure plays on a single OEM. So if Waymo wins or if Tesla wins.